It's best to expose any thoughts of doubt. You gotta air it out. Awake. You greet another day with the choices that you make. Decide what you will leave, decide what you will take. Decisions are the key to release what you don't need. If you're gonna let it be, then you have to let it be. Be mindful not to keep the residue of anything that had you feeling weak. Like what was said versus what you think. Sometimes your own assumptions are the weights that make you sink. Feeling down, it can be an addiction. Getting up can be filled with hesitations. It takes determination. Don't fall for the distractions. These attractions are the
I want to welcome the Floacist here to Washington, D.C. I want to thank you for coming out here and being with us. We're loving this right here. Please put your hands together for the Floacist.
And then you just breathe. You gotta let it go.
Together for my man, Raheem DeVaughn. Coming through to say what's up to everybody. Raheem DeVaughn. One more time, y'all. Put your hands together for Raheem.
I only wanna love you.
Good evening, everyone. I want to really thank you all for coming out tonight and celebrating the 1-year anniversary for the Metropolitan Muse concert series.
Put your hands together for that. She's been doing this thing for 1 full year. It's difficult to do things like that.
He's already got it.
This event is brought to you by Desiree, Samira Entertainment.
Symbiotic. Our pillow talk is prophetic. He fills me up. He fills me up.
You could be my mother nature. You could be my mother nature. I'll be your father time. Baby, we can roll together. Baby, we could roll together. Yeah.
Come on.
Forever.
Alright, Raheem, thanks for coming through, brother. Appreciate you, see you around, man. Y'all put your hands together for Raheem DeVaughn, featured on the Floetic Soul album. Came through to check out his friend, the Floacist. And we're also going to actually talk to the Floacist live. We're going to ask a couple of questions and see what's going on and what the art is all about tonight. It's all about you. We love you. Thank you for being here. How long did it take you to record the album?
Well, it's kind of a two-part. I recorded the album in 12 days because I like to record in a moment. I don't like to record one verse on a Monday and then another verse next month, you know? But the process of the album was over 4 years. It was from the moment that Floetry ended all the way to this moment here. So it was a 4-year process, but a 12-day recording process. I went in the studio, I think my first studio date was July. I recorded the whole album in July. Yeah.
Now, were you here or were you in London?
I recorded in LA, Connecticut, and back home in London.
What inspired the title of your debut solo album?
Well, Floetic is the ethos, poetic delivery of musical intent. Floetic is for everybody who, you know, came on board with the first album in 2002, where I made the promise that I would continue to offer this. And the soul is for the neo-soul. It's for everybody who appreciates. I'm very, very, very proud to be a member of the neo-soul movement, and I'm very proud to be a subculture within the neo-soul movement, which is a Floetic subculture, which is something that I created when I was 19 years old and continue to do, which is broadening the poetry audience and combining with the musical audience. So Floetic delivering musical intent, that's Floetic, and soul is for neo-soul. And the Floacist presents, damn it, it's me.
The one track that stood out a lot to me was Overtime. And I was catching some of it where I could to get the actual lyrics and the essence of the track, but it was talking about working overtime to win someone over, or can you talk a little bit about that?
You know, the thing about soulmates is they have many beginnings, you know, but soulmates travel through many lifetimes. And every now and then you might bump into your soulmate before your soulmate remembers themselves enough to be able to remember you. And that may feel like you have to work overtime to wait for them to understand who they are so that they understand that you are who they are.
respect out here, somebody that we got a lot of love for. What's the process like in choosing Raheem DeVaughn and working with him on this track called Keep It Going?
Well, Raheem was the very last Floetry song recorded, which was Marathon, on his album. So I'd always known the next thing I did, I was going to work with Raheem. He's a favorite, absolute favorite of mine. As you see, he came through. He's just such a genuine, hardest working man in the business. So genuine, what he chooses to say and the way that he honors Mami, he honors the woman so well all the time, you know. Every artist who gets behind a microphone and records an album has a choice. They have a choice of what they want to say. And I just respect where he comes from each and every single time. I love him to death, love him to life. In fact, we're looking at going out on the road next year. So I think from like about February, me and Ra are going to go out there. So it's just a wonderful experience. It's actually, of all the collaborations, it was only me and Ra that was in the studio together.
Were you afraid, like, to do this, like, with all that's going on? Were you afraid to, like, just put out this is like your baby, like, this is you, just you?
Absolutely no nerves. Grateful, happy. At the top of this year, I in a silent meditation, you know, sat down with my son laying across my lap in London, just being a mom. I thought, I'm cool. I don't need to do anything else. I'm happy, you know. And I think in those type of submissions, that's usually when something comes, you know, when you stop chasing. I had my heartbreak and my fear in 2006 when my baby Floetry was being forced in different directions, and I had to really take a brave stance of being still, knowing that it would look like whatever it would look like, and people would say whatever they would say, but I had to stay true to that which had brought me to the moment and the ability to do what we do. And that's a vortex of peace and love and harmony, and offering people something that can help them and bring them up and not bring them down. And they were attempting to make Floetry, make music that would bring people down, and I just refused to do it. So that was where all my fear and all of that was in the end of 2006. I have none left.
What got you into music?
What got you into music?
I'm very blessed to say that. You know, what's really nice about my career is that I wasn't trying to be a recording artist. I'm a poet who was traveling on many stages. Those stages had musicians on it. Those musicians started to play behind me when I was doing what I was doing. That led to us jamming. That led to me inviting a friend of mine down, Marsha, to do the choruses for me. Music chose me, and I chose music at the same time. It's been a really beautiful mutual acceptance and growth. More so than me trying to figure out how to make an album and all of that stuff. So it's come from the live stage. I'm a performance artist all day, and that's how music ended up being what I do. You know, in music, my flow assists the messages that I want to deliver. And the flow assist is very much me, obviously, personified in a larger realm. In my personal life, my flowicism's in my jokes, it's in my energy, it's in how I love. And I'm a lover of love. I love epic love. And I think in my life, the reason why the music comes the way it is because in my life, Natalie, I'm living my poetry. And then in my music, I'm talking about the things that I may have experienced and growths that I've come to and embellishments. So ultimately, Natalie Stewart is the ghostwriter for the Floacist. So the Floacist is the face of the end product, but I walk every moment of it.
All right, can y'all put your hands together and thank the Floacist for sitting down with us?
Thank everybody for coming out. I'm so appreciative. I'm so happy. And I feel great. Yes. That's my word.
It's about now. You took it and so let it out. You gotta let it go so you can grow. You gotta let it go, just breathe. You gotta let it go so you can grow. You gotta let it go, just breathe. You can do anything you want to do, anything that your heart truly chooses. And it may be a lonely journey, but it's yours, it's your purpose.